What is mediumship and psychic? Many are not aware that there are differences and similarities between being a psychic and a medium, or being both. Sometimes it is a matter of us not researching to learn, or it is not taught enough in the courses for psychic or mediumship. When we think about it, why would we want to teach the difference? Wouldn't the course be about just that specific topic, or even when combined, it should be clearly taught, right? Another quick reason why some don't like to teach about the differences and similarities is that it focuses the energies on being separate, when it is more aligned to be whole. When separating puts too much distance and apartness, whereas piecing together helps with wholeness. However, I feel it is important, even though for me, I am aware of the written above paragraph. I do feel it is important to still mention the differences and similarities, and the reasons why are written in this lesson. I think it can be a balance of both teachings, to separate and not. So it gives our students and classmates more options to resonate and or teach with too. Instead of further explaining, here are the reasons why LOL, some people in the public that is not a psychic or mediums but is intuitive, whether practices their intuition or not. All of us humans are intuitive. They seem to still think psychics are mediums and vice versa, because it has not really been clearly defined with the masses, but only with our small communities, like from our books or courses or where this info is, and usually is only understood by someone who is psychic or a medium. Some of the other reasons why is because when we discover something, it is new. And while it is new, it does not branch out much because the focus is on what is being discovered. So over time, the main focus is on the new and trying to comprehend what this new discovery is. Then over more time, it is pretty much taught as is, unless something majorly different is new with the then discovery, along with many agree to it, and then maybe it will be further researched into and taught with the new ways of learning what was along with the new discovery of the beginning of it all. And this, as an example, is perfect with that, because it was not further broken down to describe in clarity the differences. However, if it was broken down in the past, it would have been lost and is being rediscovered, and is being freshly taught again. I did not find all of this that I am saying in this lesson. I am being guided through all of this. And the only reason why I am mentioning this is that for me, it seems to make logical and practical sense. Many people that I am last aware of teach that psychics and mediumship are completely separate. And for me, I teach and think we are both, because they go hand in hand together, and some of the psychic senses do go with mediumship. And in this lesson, I discuss the differences and similarities between the two briefly, and more about mediumship. Since this course is focused on mediumship, we will start with psychics. Psychics are known for predicting, whether it be from viewing from the past, present, or future, but can predict the outcome or what was by the senses. And these senses are known as clairsenses. They dig into what it is, and the psychic guides are helping them with their clairsenses and tapping into the psychic's higher self. Higher self is the person's divine soul, which communicates to the divine effortlessly because it is our soul that is divine. The divine beings such as angelic beings and realms or universe or God or who your creator or sources and guides are, etc., is who we are connecting with and communicate within a divine way, if using divine methods and ways. However, if you believe that universe or God or another type of creator source or being, etc., is who is working with you, and or whatever your belief is, please continue to choose what you resonate with. Many of us do teach higher self and the rest that I mentioned, because learning and enhancing growing to teach us this universe type of path, which has things like ascending, or working on what we are trying to attract or other aspects with by the universal laws of. Some choose a oneness path, there's plenty to choose from, or like many of us is a mix of many, but of our own with our guides like a mystic, and it makes sense for us and what we resonate with after learning it and having our personal experiences, etc., with our reasons why. Just as you have yours, I will finish teaching with this belief, but please add what you feel comfortable with and what is yours. When communicating with them through their higher self, from the source, which is the guide or source, who is giving the messages through the clairsenses of the psychic. This is how psychic predictions are done, being a channel for the prediction messages or what type of psychic readings are being done. Since a guide also is a guide for both psychic and mediumship, or a spirit, etc., is considered mediumship work. However, spirits can work with psychics too. That is why I say it is a little of both. Because when we're communicating with the unknown like that, it is through a form of mediumship, which mediumship and psychics both use clear senses. However, some are more in tune with psychic services or mediumship services, or both, or can become both later. So the only difference is one communicates deeper into realms and beings and spirits, whereas the psychic is connecting with guides. Mediumship also connects with guides. So, as you can see, there are a lot of similarities, not much to differentiate the differences. We shall call this Siam LOL, mixing psychic and mediumship together. Sorry, I apologize in advance if I do any more weird humor. LOL. Mediumship is a channel that reads into spirits, entities, and angelic realms, along with different realms depending on the medium and the different types of beings that the medium communicates with. Some mediumship teachers teach their students what either they are taught or that resonates within their own belief system, or have not had experiences yet beyond heaven and hell, and they teach to stay in specific realms or awareness of the realms that are taught by the teacher, and that they only teach prayers or what it is they teach that is either taught by their teacher or their own belief system and personal experiences. This is that teacher's comfort zone as well as what that teacher feels their students will relate with or feel more comfortable with. Some are aware of other realms and beings, but to remain practical in a traditional world, those teachers feel more comfortable teaching that way, or feel that if their student is aware, the student will separately ask them those questions. So the teacher is able to keep a comfort zone for almost all students. Many reasons why each teacher does things the way we do, for our reasons and why in comfort zones, etc. Some of us break past our comfort zones and says, okay, I'm teaching it all. If it is too scary for some, then they will choose and act on the way the student is going to do it. When teaching in a universal, teaching for many types, that is in a collective consciousness way, meaning many types for many people, for many types of students. I feel it is maybe the highest form of good to teach from. So it is expanded and works with each individual. So it is not teaching specific prayers, etc. We who teach in this way, as I am, will teach that you choose your own methods, whether by creating your own or being guided to create with your guides and sources, and how you will do yours based on what you are comfortable with, as well as being aware and mindful of our clients' beliefs too. You can use the examples that we teach. This is my interpretation of it and how I feel about it too. Other teachers might feel different or similar, etc. However, for someone new, we do give example prayers or examples of whatever the topics are. So therefore, you can begin with that while learning your own methods or creating your own, or being guided to try things on your own the way you are learning with your guides. Or if you prefer for a time being to use whichever method you chose from, then please do so. Whatever you are comfortable with and guided to do is for you lovely. So it does greatly help to study into different religions and spiritual beliefs to understand some. At least shows our clients we try to understand and work with their belief system with them when we share something out of our services with them to do that goes with their religion or spirituality, etc. But we still are going to do what makes us feel comfy too for ourselves, just as we do for our clients. So we're being fair. To recap, psychic and mediums are similar and different by both communicate with their guides and give a message through and with their guides. Psychic mostly channels messages for predicting. A psychic does not communicate with the departed clearly, as a medium does. The reason for this is the medium is able to communicate with the departed to give the message, whereas a psychic will, in a little of a way, communicate with the departed by being nudged into communication with their guides to give a message for their past or present or future psychic reading. But it is not entirely read into as a medium does, basically from A to Z, meaning the clear senses are honed in with the medium to give specific messages from realms versus messages of future guidance, which is mediumship readings for guidance from the client's departed loved one. These can be with mediums as a form of guidance within the realm's message. Mediums do more house or land cleansing or detective work like cold cases or medical fields as a medical intuitive, but is with the help of spirits sometimes too, even paranormal investigating, etc. An example of a psychic communicating with a spirit during prediction messages is similar to a medium. Unless you are both psychic and medium, this can be from ascended masters or departed loved ones or guides or sources, etc. There is also other types to do these type of services, such as lightworkers, incarnated star seeds, incarnated elementals, and much more. The example. Psychic John is predicting that a storm is to come in 25 years and that it will be very destructive for a specific area in the world. He is giving some details. Then Mary in spirit as a spirit says to John while he sees a vision and hears with his clear senses. The message she is showing and giving is a large concrete building to fall down on whatever is important to know about, while seeing brown muggy waves of water rushing past as this building is falling. This building is the building Mary will be in at the time of this incident. But she has the awareness now to prevent moving in there and in that city. Mediumship example for this psychic example. Later at the time of closer to this incident, Mary is guiding her niece now to know this is the city and location of the building, etc., to not move to. She remembers what Psychic John said and sees the building she was going to look at to rent a space from, and knows from the vibe now in mediumship form communicating with her aunt that this is the no-go place LOL. The reason why Mary helped is that her niece, living in that location, has been having intuition, hits her hunches about this to come. And John is helping to make aware. And so her Aunt Mary is helping guide him for others, including her niece in that area, in hopes that some are watching will help to prevent this as much as possible. I like to speak and give different examples because not everyone is aware of the different and similar ways psychics and mediums are. Because we can do both, and vice versa. Because I don't discredit things and know much is unfolding as we learn together, if someone is both usually, but not in every way, is still more of one over the other. But some can also be great at both equally, meaning psychic and mediumship. Or one of those is their stronger ability than the other. The reason I felt guided to share this lesson was, it is to be aware of some of the similarities and differences, so when you explain it to your clients or students or during a convo about it, you would have the awareness yourself, and you will be adding what your own beliefs are if you do use some of what I teach. If not, then what you believe in and what you teach is yours. You can use some of my examples or create your own, including some students will be curious and want to know these reasons, and you have a lesson you can come to and create your own from, or use some and mix it with your own. Of course, there is your reason why I was guided to teach this that I have not mentioned, because it is for you to know. 3. You can share with me if you would like your reasons for how this lesson has helped you. Your examples could be beneficial for your classmates too. If you would like me to add this to the course. If I have this course in a printed book form, then it might not go in there until those books are sold and new ones are created. If I had the time to add it in, of course only with your permission first. However, if I still have this on my Academy page, I should be able to quickly add it for others to see who are my student and on my Academy course.